Pencil, what an intro. My goodness. Welcome to episode 1, EReySir's Edge. And there should be a welcome to EReySir's Edge somewhere in there. Okay, you clicked on the thumbnail. You know what we're trying to do here. We were mad. We were mad because today, throughout the day, in our day job, don't quit the day job, we came across this every time we opened up a new tab, and it made us very angry. We don't remember him like this. We remember him like this. This is Christopher Reeve to us. This is the person we grew up with. This is what we call Superman. This is a man who, yes, it's an actor, and yes, it was a movie, but he also had a real life. Look, he has a car. Look, that's his wife. Look, he's stopped, even though it says do not stop in driveway. Well, he stopped anyways for a picture. There he is with his good friend, Mr. Robin Williams, another individual who passed away. This is not the person we see in a wheelchair. This is a man who had friends. This is a man who actually had a social life. This is a man who was just normal. And then, unfortunately, an accident happened. And then his life changed. But he didn't take it as a deterrent. He took it more as a moment of test, an opportunity to show that, yes, while I'm not what I used to be, I can still be something. And maybe I won't be what I was, but I can be something else. Maybe I can even be something better. This is the point that we're doing today. EReySir's Edge is not supposed to be this soft, and it's not supposed to be this emotional, but it is going to be trying to touch on topics, like we stated before, that are more than anything different from the average viewing pleasure. We're not video gaming here. We're definitely not looking for Mrs. Scissor, and we're basically just going to tell you how it is. I really hope you enjoy this tribute to the Man of Steel himself.
Clark Kent and Superman was the vision of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, two teenagers who grew up on Long Island. And I met them, when we did the first movie, and that you realize that this character's been around since 1938. Comic books of Superman went with the troops in World War II as morale boosters. It's a very important piece of American pop culture, mythology. It's about hope. It's about what friendship means. It's about leadership. It's about discovering yourself. And all those things are relevant to every generation. And I'm glad that the character has survived the test of time and will always be reinvented for each generation.
Reinvented for each generation. Reinvented for each generation. This is Superman, ladies and gentlemen. This is Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, look at me. Oh, man. I haven't said that more than 3 times in how many takes is this? This is Christopher Reeves. This is a Man of Steel. This is somebody different. So I get home, I do my thing, and I think to myself, you know what? I got to do some research because I got to get some pictures. I got to get some stuff. I essentially I really got to do what I got to do because otherwise I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. So I open up the Google thing and I just click on it. Yeah, I could say Google. They own YouTube, and I think YouTube owns this and they own that, and somehow they all own each other. Yeah. And I click on it and I get Saturday's Google Doodle honors Christopher Reeve, the Superman, quote unquote, actor, or I should say quote unquote Superman. Well, anyways, the Superman actor who became an activist for the disabled on what would have been his 69th birthday. Whoop-de-doo, I could really care less. Reeve was paralyzed from the neck down in a horse riding accident in 1995. Yes, I knew that already. And spent the rest of his life lobbying for disabled rights. And I paused for a second. I'm like, oh, disabled rights. And advocating for research into spinal cord injuries. Advocating research injuries. Oh boy. So I'm already starting to feel a little I'm not as angry as I was when I first saw the handicapped portrait. And then the last paragraph, which I'm going to try to hold it in here. While the world first knew him for his starring role in the 1978 film Superman, it was his courage and humanity following the accident that left him paralyzed that touched so many people around the globe. Oh boy. So
I was a little bit skeptical when I heard about it at first. The character that Tom plays is more modeled on the character that Jeff East played in Superman 1. If you remember the scenes in Kansas with Glenn Ford and Phyllis Thaxter, where you see Smallville High, you see him at the farm. That character is what Tom is doing. But then when he comes to the city, that's when another persona takes place, where he puts on the goofy glasses and acts very shy and stuff because he's trying to distract suspicion that he might actually be Superman. So in fact, Clark Kent as an adult, which is what I played, I mean, I was in my late 20s, is actually another persona, it's another character.
that last line right there, yeah, that basically, that killed any fire, any rage, any anger that was in there. Because he is being honored. He's being honored for what he was remembered most for. And that was an advocate for the disabled. A human rights person, pretty much, except these are disabled humans, which should be even more in need of, a hero. An individual that pushes for their oh man, see, I'm all like, I don't even know what I'm saying right now because it threw me off completely. I wanted to be angry. I wanted to yell. How can you portray this man like this? This is a joke. You're making fun of him. Why don't you show him standing up? Why don't you show him, some of these images that we've seen? Why don't you show him dressing up like Superman? Why don't you show him? I mean, there were so many things you could have done, and you show him in a wheelchair with a cord or a tube to his neck. What? It's so disrespectful. And once I read that article and I got to know a little bit about him and understood that while ignorance may be bliss, it does make you a fool. And a fool I will not be, at least not when it comes to EReySir's Edge. And so that's what it was. This man had a life-altering experience. This man could have, kicked the tires, could have, laid down, could have said, I'm not going to do anything with the rest of my life, secluded, disappeared, had enough money, and basically just lived off maybe disability and spent the rest of his life disabled and doing absolutely nothing with it except waiting to die. And no, he chose to be different. He chose to say, you know what, I'm going to stand up. I didn't mean that. That's not a joke. I'm going to stand up for the people who need it most. I'm going to be an advocate for the injured. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you this hopefully tiny homage. It wasn't supposed to be number one. Number one eventually will be number two. It was a big rant on the attention deficit disorder that is currently happening in the world. And also, I think we talked about the whole electric cigarettes to Corona connection, which actually blocked us originally in the Corona videos. Oh, guess what? EReySir's Edge, you ain't blocking this because this is not going to be misconstrued as something else. This is straight up in your face. This is exactly what we're going to do here.
Please help us conquer paralysis.
Call the Christopher Reeve Paralysis Foundation at 1-800-225-0292.
Or visit the CRPF website at christopherreeve.org.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please call.
Nice to the very end. Christopher Reeve, happy birthday. Rest in peace. And yeah, that's the end of that chapter. All right, so episode 2 is not gonna be like this. This is not gonna be a soft-sensitive, oh, let's all get together and cry. But for you, Christopher, and for you, more importantly, Superman. Yeah, I grew up with Superman. This was an honor. I really hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for what should be a more edgier series.
You've just been erased.